Welcome to 30-Minute Reviews. I am Adam. So today we have news. Just call it what it is. And if you listen to the show, you know I don't like listening. I don't like reporting on rumors and leaks and things of that nature, purely because a lot of times they're unconfirmed. And while sometimes it's fun to speculate, like there was that cool, leaked endgame plot that was not real, but it was cool fan fiction, for lack of a better word. It's a similar kind of thing we have going on here, where it's like, we want to, it's fun to speculate, especially when we don't know anything because the companies involved are not giving us any information. And I think the last time I really talked about video games, when I talked about the Avengers beta, and I talked about the PS5's pricing, and the fact that they had not yet announced a price yet. There was no formal announcement of a price of the PS5. So let's discuss the leak that happened yesterday, and that was that the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X, would be $499 and coming out on November 10th. It lines up with industry speculation about how much the console would end up costing, and from what we've seen, that kind of makes sense, and we can kind of see where that comes from and how that works. So it kind of seems like one of those things that, like, you don't want to say it's 100% confirmed, and you don't want to say anything like that based on it, because it's like it's wild speculation, and it lines up with other reports. The leak also said there would be a second console that was going to be announced. The Xbox Series S. Now, looking at this leak initially, before what happened the other day, it's easy to dismiss this as as fake, because what the Xbox Series S is it's not a different model of the Series X, it's a different model of the One X, which is the current gen console. The Series S is a smaller One X that also does that doesn't have a disk drive. It doesn't have a disk drive. It doesn't have a it's about the size of two controllers, based on the picture of that. Well, I mean, we'll get to that part later, but about the size of two controllers, and it's about as powerful as the One X is now. It won't be able to play Xbox Series X games when that comes out later this year, but it'll be able to play Xbox One games, and games that are Xbox One X enhanced. Kind of like, for you who don't know what the Xbox is, it's kind of like there was the new 3DS that had the second little thumb pad, and it had a better processor. It was called the new 3DS, and there were certain games that were new 3DS enhanced because it had better RAM and it had better graphics cards, like Xenoblade Chronicles, and there were a few other games that fell into that category, where it's not really a new console, it's just a step up, and games benefited from it. So that's what we had announced in that situation. And when you see that as part of the announcement, it's easy to say, like, oh, this entire thing is bullshit, because quite honestly, it's like the name convention is too similar to the Series X and Series S. When the Series X runs out and a kid asks for it for Christmas, the parent's going to buy the Series S, not knowing the difference. And I don't know if that's true or not. I've seen that as a lot of speculation across all video game consoles, where it's like, it sounds too similar and it's going to cause confusion when parents are trying to buy it. And it's like, I don't know how true that is, or if that's just anecdotal. Because I had a conversation today with with one of my coworkers about Super Smash Brothers. She wanted to buy it for her 7-year-old nephew, or her grandson or something, and she was like, I just bought it for him, I feel like. I'm like, well, what did you buy it for him? It's for his 3DS, for the Switch. She's like, I don't know. And at the same time, like, my parents didn't know anything about video games, like modern video games, and when I was a kid, like, my dad wasn't big into, and he knew what the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 were. He wasn't really big on the Xbox, because, like, he was around the Intellivision times and the Atari and all of that. And then by the time, I was a kid, it's like he didn't know anything about the GameCube or anything, new and modern. So when we get to, people my age, though, I feel like there's more of an in-tune nature towards parents, towards video games, where parents know more, because video game consoles are not uniquely for kids or uniquely for a certain subset of the population. They've kind of been included into the house as part of your home entertainment system, where it's like it plays games, but it also has a 4K Blu-ray player built into it, so you can watch movies, and it's become more of a fixture in households beyond just people who play games, which makes it kind of different. Now, I still think the Series S being released on the same day is not a great decision, if that's the case, because they're both supposed to come out on November 10th. But today, it was confirmed that the Series S was coming. And prior to today, the only reference to the existence of the Series S that I had seen was that the Series S had, the Series S was a, what's it called? It was it was in that leak. And that tends to lend some credibility to the leak. It is that the Series S is announced, that leak comes out saying the Series S is happening, no other mention of it. Then all of a sudden they announce the Series S, and the Series S has the same release date, the same price point as that leak of $299 or $249, one of those two, coming out on November 10th, the same day as the Xbox One Series X is releasing, in the at $499. So it lends some credibility to that. So I think it's an interesting thing we have going on here, and I really want to see where it goes. And I think that this is a good release date and a good price point, because it's far enough out where someone can get together the money to buy it on release day, or pre-order it and have it paid off by release day, yet at the same time is close enough where it's like, they can generate hype, and they can do a very short, it's ready for the holiday season, and it's gonna be, ready, willing, and able to go, as one of the big tent poles for this holiday season. So I can't guarantee that it's accurate. I can't guarantee that it's correct. I just thought it was interesting that the leak came out, and then the leak was almost immediately proved half correct. So let's see where that goes. Let's see. And there have been times where leaks come out, we've reported on them, and they've been wrong. Like there was a, what's it called? Like a few weeks back when I was out of commission and I did that Best Of episode, I kept in an audio clip from the episode about Man of Steel, where we talked about Season 1 of Legends of Tomorrow ending, and I talked about the speculation about a major DC hero who would be appearing, and one of the supposed leaks was that it was going to be Booster Gold, and that was not the case. It turned out being Hourman, and that was, we were wrong about that. And it's like I was going through old show notes, and we were talking about how Benicio del Toro's character in The Rise of Skywalker was not going to be DJ, who ended up playing. It was going to be Vikram Fett, not Victor Crumb, who was a Harry Potter character. Vikram Fett, who would have been Boba Fett's son, or a brother of Boba Fett, another one of the clones that Jango kept under wraps. And we were wrong about that too. But the point is, it's like, sometimes these leaks pan out, sometimes they don't. The ones that seem like there's a possibility they could be right, or there's no information at all, so like it's fun to speculate and see what's going on, those are the ones we report on. And in this case, it's not one that's wildly outlandish or wildly out there. It's one that could very well be right, and there's a very good chance it could be right. So it also gives me an excuse to release a video or a podcast that says Xbox One, Xbox Series X release date and price possibly revealed in the title for maximum search engine optimization. So it'll be interesting to see if this is accurate, and I hope it is. And I hope I'm not just playing this game to screw with the SEO, but we'll see. We will see. So until the next episode, which this is going to go up today. Tomorrow we have tomorrow will be the tribute to Chadwick Boseman that I recorded and hadn't uploaded yet. And there was one other one. What was it? Master and Apprentice is also going up in the next few days. So until then, have a great rest of your week.